Hello children, in the previous video, we have seen the lesson An Uncomfortable Bed, and we have discussed about its author, that was Guy de Maupassant, and we have seen life history of the author. And after that, I told you the summary of the lesson. Now, today we will start our lesson and I'll read the lesson and I'll tell you the meaning. Clear? So let's begin with the chapter. One autumn, I went to spend a few days with some friends in Picardy. My friends were fond of practical jokes. I do not care to know people who are not. Now see children. This is a story where author has written his own experience. Author has said that on one autumn, I went to spend a few days with my friends. That is, I went to chateau. I told you yesterday about the chateau. I went to a chateau in Picardy. Now the meaning of Picardy is a region in northern France. So, author is saying that on one weekend, I went to meet my some friends in Picardy, and those friends were fond of practical jokes. That is, they were very fond of making jokes of others. And then author said that I do not know that who are the people who do not like jokes or who are the people who do not want to make jokes. I am least care about that, but I know that my friends were fond of making practical jokes. When I arrived, they gave me a grand reception, which at once made me rather suspicious. They cheered loudly, embraced me, and made much of me, as if they expected to have great fun at my expense. Now see, when I reached in Picardy, my friends, they gave me a grand reception. Okay, and the method of giving grand reception, made me suspicious, made me little bit doubtful that why these friends are giving me so much of attention. They cheered loudly. They embraced me and made much for me. Now see, the meaning made much for me. Gave me a lot of attention and importance. So my friends gave me a lot of importance. And they expected to have great fun at my expense. And they all were expecting that they will have a great fun with me. They will make me the target of their joke and then they will enjoy their day. So, with a great expense, they all will have a fun. I was expecting. I said to myself, look out, old ferret. They have something in store for you. Now see the meaning of ferret. Ferret is a small cat animal which hunt rabbits by entering their burrows and driving them out. I said to myself, look out, old ferret. Now here the author is expecting himself as an old ferret, or he is comparing himself with an old ferret. Now ferret is a small cat-like animal which can hunt the rabbits and rats by entering into their burrows. This means the cat, they are very clever, a type of animal which is very clever. And that's why the author is comparing himself with a ferret. And he is saying that, oh dear ferret, they have something in store for you. That is, they must have thinking something to make fun of my own self. And that's why I have to be very careful. During the dinner, the mirth was excessive. I thought, here are the people who are really amused, too amused. There does not seem to be any reason for so much mirth. They must have planned some good joke. Surely I am the victim of the joke. Attention. Now, at the time of dinner, the mirth was excessive. That amusement, laughter, it was excessive. Like author and his friends, author was seeing that his friends are making a lot of fun. They are laughing, they are making much fun. And that's why he thought that whether these people are really amused, or they are really very practical joking, or they have something extra in their mind and they all have made a plan to make me fool. Okay, so for them, I can be the victim of the joke. They are thinking that they will make me fool. They will make fun of me. And that's why right now at the dining table, they all are simply sitting and making fun of me. Their mirth was excessive. Now come to the paragraph 6. The entire evening, everyone laughed in an exaggerated fashion. Now see the meaning of exaggerated. It is more than a usual, something extraordinary. Just as a dog can smell whatever it is hunting, I could almost smell a practical joke in the air. But what was it? I was watchful, restless. I did not miss a single word or a meaning or gesture. Everyone seemed to be a suspect, and I even looked distressfully at the faces of the other guests. Now, the entire evening, everyone laughed in an unusual manner. That is not usual. Everybody was laughed. They all were laughing. They all were enjoying. And I was continuously watching each and everything as if a dog can smell whatever is hunting in that way only. I could almost smell a practical joke in the air. I was very much suspicious. I was very much attentive. I was restless. I did not miss a single word, a single meaning or a gesture. I did not miss anything. I was so much worried and so much careful for a even single joke or single word that I was listening everything attentively. And for me, everyone was as a suspect. Okay? And even I looked distressfully at the faces of the other guests. I was looking everyone's face with full suspicion. The hour struck for going to bed. The whole household came to accompany me to my room. Why? Now, after the dinner, after the party, everyone was going to the bed, and then I was going to bed. The whole group of my friends came to accompany me to my room. But why they all have come to tell me good night? This was also suspicion for me. I entered my room, shut the door, and remained standing with a moving single step, holding the candle in my hand. I heard people laughing and whispering in the corridor. After entering into the room, I shut the door. I lighted up the candle, and I was hearing what my friends are talking, and they are laughing, and I heard that they all were whispering and laughing in the corridor. Without doubt, they were spying on me. I cast a glance around the wall. The furniture, the ceiling, the hangings and the door floors. I saw nothing to justify suspicion. I heard person moving about outside my door. I had no doubt they were looking through the keyhole. Now see, after entering into the room, the author checked everything. He shut the door, and then he simply held his ears near the door, and he listened that, he heard that. They all were, that is all his friends, they were laughing and whispering something outside in the corridor. And that's why he cast a glance. He had a quick look around the walls, the furniture, the ceiling and the hangings and the floor. But he didn't see anything that can make him suspicious. Then he heard that person moving outside my door. I had no doubt they were looking through the keyhole, And then the author was sure that his friends are looking through the keyhole. An idea came into my mind. My candle may suddenly go out and leave me in darkness. So I went around the room and lighted all the candles that I could find. After that, I cast another glance around me without discovering anything. I moved with short steps, carefully examining room. Nothing. I inspected every article one after other. Still nothing. I went over to the big window. The shutters, the large wooden shutters, were open. I shut them with a great care and then drew the curtains, enormous velvet curtains, and placed a chair in front of them so as to have nothing to fear from outside. Now see, children. Then an idea came in the mind of the author and he simply switched off his candle. And then, that is, his candle suddenly go out. Okay, and the author came into the darkness. Now he went into the room and he lighted all the candles. Wherever he could find the candles, he lighted all. And after that, he simply went near the doors. He examined the room and then he closed each and everything. He closed all the doors, all the shutters, all the large wooden shutters. Whatever was open, he closed everything. He simply drew the curtains and afterwards he put a chair, a wooden chair in front of that. Okay, so as to have nothing to fear from outside, so that he cannot have any fear from the outside. That is, he closed all the doors, he closed all the windows, and then he kept a chair near the doors and the windows so that there should not be any fear from outside. Okay, now till paragraph 11 we have completed, and the rest we will do afterwards. Now till then, I have already told you the summary. You go through the summary and you read these paragraphs and try to get the meaning by yourself also. And whenever, children, you find any difficult words in the book, then you please mark them and try to find out their meanings in the dictionary. Okay. Now from the paragraph 2 we will start in our next video. Till then, thank you, take care, and please keep on studying.